Yeah, sure, go ahead. Right. You can just ask in the chat. But in order to do that, I have to turn the email permissions off. You can do it just directly in Supabase. Are you okay with using? Yeah, yeah. Are you? So there's two ways to do this. So, and the reason I'm looking over there is because I have a monitor. So there's two ways of doing this. One way is to use Supabase. You can just prompt it directly, where Supabase will just use it will use its own email service provider, and then the emails received for the user that's just registered, they will be from Supabase. And then you just you open the Supabase email, and then you confirm the email, and you get redirected to the app. And you can do that the same with reset password. Then the second option is you can use resend, which is what I do with some of my client web apps. You use resend and you add a custom email in resend. A custom email might be a business email, it's hello@tesla.com. You add it into resend, and then you add your resend API key into Supabase, and then it will then use that so that the person that registers will see the email, verification email from that email instead of Supabase. But are you fine to do it with Supabase? Maybe I have some example emails of what it looks like. And this is what I'm doing today also. I'll do this today just with Supabase because it's faster. And I'll show you how to do it. Like, here's an example. I'm not sure if you got to this stage, but if you look at the screen, this is an email from Supabase where a new user has registered, essentially, and Supabase has just sent out a registration email just to confirm. You click on the email, and then it'll redirect to the preview, or no, sorry, to the Lovable URL. So are you fine with Supabase? Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'll be doing it. Actually, I can just I can start off with user authentication then. But let me just give me like 5 minutes. I want to see if other people join. Are you in the school community? Okay. I tried to level with Supabase. Yeah. It should do it by default. I know, I think with resend, you have to. No, but I think even then it's fine. No, it should be fine. You can just do it prompting. You don't even have to switch anything in Supabase. Um, oh, there's another person that's joined. Turn it off. It was always given an input when I tried to Lovable. I always. But what are you turning off? Is it a setting in Supabase? Table. Is it one of these settings? You might have to do something in here. Is it this? Yeah. This will enable email-based sign-up and login for your application. But if you no, you need to enable this because it says it right here. You know, you need to keep this enabled to allow sign up and login for the application. So this has to be enabled, and it's enabled by default. Did you disable it? Because if you disable it, then it won't work. But you will have to, I think, disable it if you're doing it with resend from creating users until I disable. It blocks me from creating user authentication until I disable. I will disable it. So you disable this and then it works. That's odd. Well, let's see if it works for me to do. Actually, there's like not even a startup. They're just there's just like a few people. I think they're based in Asia, and they have this app where essentially, if you have issues with Lovable bolt or replit, you can just reach out to them, and they will help you out. They'll allocate a developer, and the developer will take command of your device computer and try to solve your issue. Um, and this would be really good for the community because people can just use it to reach out and solve their issues in these apps. However, and I need to get in touch with the girl that manages it. I'm thinking of adding that as an extra thing in the community. I've not decided yet. Let's see. Okay, I'll just get started now. I see somebody else has joined. Not sure who that is. I mean, sure. Let's just do user authentication right now. Now, add user authentication. Each user will be able to register, reset password. So register, use Supabase for confirmation email. What will the redirect be? Maybe you can just do the preview URL. So when they click confirm email, it redirects them to the preview URL here. Use Supabase for confirmation email. I'm thinking for redirect URL in the email link. Just use, because I don't have it deployed yet. Maybe I should just publish it. Use Cool. I'll just use this URL. It's generated a URL here. Cool. I'm thinking for redirect URL link, just use this URL. Reset password. Okay, so we have confirmation email, reset password. That's it really. And create a new table in Supabase for these users. What are you building? Have you got far? Is it like, is it just, so I'm assuming you're starting to do backend, but that's where you're encountering issues, which is, super common. And it's mostly front end, like they're not fully developed. I also recommend, sticking to just one app and finishing it off. Let's do this. I can give you like maybe some feedback if you share the URL later. Then you can give me feedback on my live stream. This is all new to me. Oh, 3 people joined. That's cool. Who else has joined? That's curious. And just by the way, we're doing, if you guys missed the first episode, we kind of have like a foundation, and today I'll just be adding user authentication. So allowing users to sign up, register, reset their password, and they'll register via confirmation email. And then after, I'll try and finish off the core features and just refine them a bit more. And yeah, that's it for today, basically. Problems. Okay, that's odd. Hey, Silver. Yeah. The problem is RLS. I'm concerned that you've tweaked a lot of things, and now it's like difficult to get back to the starting point. And also, I'm worried that you've executed some commands, SQL commands in Supabase here, when it gives you the option to tweak the tables. And then, yeah, like maybe it's best if, I don't know how deep you're in this, but maybe it's best if I don't know how much you've developed of the app, but if you can like restore back to certain points. But yeah, let's go ahead, sign in. Let's just do my personal email. Okay, well, sign up, not sign in, sorry. Let's do testing. I want to confirm password. Yeah, add a confirm password field below password. Then obviously in Supabase, you can set different rules. So, you know, you can set rules like it must be at least 8 characters or include a special symbol, but we don't need that for now. Four people. Wow. Is that what happens to me? Ask if the email verification. The email verification. Yeah, is so I don't understand your question. Are you saying that if I'm asking if the email verification is the issue? Okay, cool. Let's do that. Blah blah blah. Okay. And you see, it's already sent out the email to me. I didn't have to do anything. It was literally just one prompt. So I think you've maybe tweaked a few things. And then you just go in here. Maybe we can see the redirect URL here. It should be the one I mentioned, I specified. Okay, it's yes, it's redirected us to the URL, but because I've not published it, it's still, I need to update it. The older version. I need to update that. Okay, so now it's redirected back, and it should have stored that record in a user table or profiles. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I'm just thinking if you've not made it super complex and it's just the user authentication you've done in the back end, maybe try to restore it, or maybe you can just delete the project in Supabase and then reconnect it to like a new Supabase project. And then you just do this one prompt thing. It's quite straightforward. Why am I not seeing sign up here or login? Oh, there we go. Sign out. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So user has been created. Let's just try reset password now. Reset password. So forgot password. Zach, check your email for the confirmation link. Did I already send it? That's odd. No, I need to confirm. Send reset link. And it'll redirect, hopefully, to a pop-up that allows us to reset. No. Okay, so we don't have a reset password pop-up or page. So I'll have to create that. For the reset password, when user clicks on the link in the email, you don't have to specify what email, it already knows. And when user clicks on the link in the email, make sure you redirect to a reset password page. And then if this doesn't exist, because I don't think it does exist, if we look up here, no, I don't think it does exist. If this doesn't exist, please create it to allow the specific user to reset their password, to reset and update their password. Then it redirects to this. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to update that. Publish it. Oh, I guess I verify that. No way I can delete it. I mean, it's not a massive issue. I think if you can kind of restore those things that you tweaked, and you can even ask Lovable, hey, I'm having this issue. How do I resolve it? And you just specify your issue, and it will check Supabase. It might not be able to. Sorry, it might not be able to check what you've tweaked in those toggles that I showed you about email sign up. I don't think it can verify if those are active or not. So maybe you can even prompt Supabase also. Let's see. I mean, I think there's a chat feature in Supabase. Project overview, help, notifications, AI assistant. If you use the AI assistant also in Supabase, and I'm not sure if it will look at your specific project, but if you just ask it and then try to undo your tweaks and restore essentially. Yeah, let's do this again. I'm gonna have to publish this update every time. That's frustrating. Where are you guys based? US. Cool. Reset your password. Reset password. I should redirect to reset password. And then there's an access token. I don't know if you guys saw that. There's an access token in the URL, which that access token, it's specific to that user that's requested the reset password. So that's why they use like a unique identifier. London, cool. US and London. I'm in Scotland right now. Okay, cool. Testing. No, that was our old password. Let's just do testing. Update password. So password has been updated. So let's try. I'll try the old password, which was just testing. Nope, it doesn't work. Rightfully so. And cool, it works now. So that's reset password done. And authenticate. So that's all there is to it. It's not complex. It's it's quite easy. Is there anything else you guys want to see? Always in theme though. Maybe I can do like a course where I show you guys how to use resend. And the reason, maybe I can show you guys actually. Yeah, I can show you. I can show you like something I've done for clients. Millpath, would it be Millpath or what would it be? You know what? Let me show you this. So the cool thing about resend is that you can obviously when the user receives the email, obviously it's super ugly and it's just like it's not good when you receive a authentication email and it's from Supabase auth. You want to make it more personalized, especially if it's your own business and you want to have like a custom email in there, which is, Jake at apple.com. And resend allows you to do that. And also you can actually customize the email to make it look really nice. Let me just show you. I'm trying to find it. the heck? Whatever. I mean, but you get the idea. So maybe I can do that in another video. Okay, well, I'm just going to go ahead and build out the other core features. If you guys don't want anything specific, like if you guys don't have any questions there, so just sign in again. Nope. So this one. So I'm building a product requirements document. So the reason why I chose this product is that I know in the community, there's a lot of people that are trying to win over clients on Upwork. And so they're freelancers on Upwork essentially. And it's very often the case that in Upwork, if you get a client reach out to you, you need to give them an estimate, a time estimate, and a quote. And to do that, you need to know the specifics of the project, what core features to build, the different pages, is there authentication, are there any API integrations, and the client is never going to write that out by scratch themselves, or they might do it using ChatGPT. And another way of doing it is using a PRD tool, which just generates that file for you. Maybe I can show you what it looks like. Perplexity. Well, actually, I'll just use the tool to show you. So I'll show you what it looks like. And that's like the reason why I kind of thought, okay, if people can build this by themselves, then maybe they can offer it to their clients and try to even monetize it. And I'll just show you. So dating app. We're going to create a PRD for a dating app. So yeah, you can have it. For example, the first 3 generations are free. Then after, it's like what, $7 a month. So it's not a lot, but it's just like, something cool. So this is like a PRD. So someone comes with you to a project like a dating app. These are it's just like a file, and it's like a project overview essentially. And then you've got your core features here, technical requirements, user journeys and flows, these different sections. And you can customize the sections also. I've added this feature here where you can just say, if you want a new section called, I don't know, can't think of anything. Oh yeah, let's just do nice to have features, add section, and you could add that section in and then move it up, which is cool. So I thought this was something that would be useful to people in my community to build, and they might even be able to monetize it. Because if you say to a client, okay, can you create a PRD? If not, just use this tool, which they would have built. So, well, see, I'm going to try it on my own clients, to be honest, once I optimize it, because it saves me doing it, or them, and they're just going to use ChatGPT anyways. So, chat assistants, what do I want to optimize? Oh, 5 people, cool. What does this update do? I'm not sure. It's added it by default. Remove the update feature. Yeah, the chat assistant is, I'll show you an example later. The chat assistant is essentially, once the PRD is generated, the actual file that you saw right now, we can then change the tonality, for example, of the entire document. For example, if you read it and you're like, I don't want to give this to my client, it doesn't sound very professional, then you can use the chat assistant. Instead of having to regenerate a new PRD, you can just use the chat assistant where you tell it, okay, this is good, but some of the sections don't sound professional, or you might want to change the tone, and you just say to the chat assistant, make it sound more professional. It will then update all this text in the sections because we have it saved here, our PRD, that PRD that is just generated right now, it's saved right here. Now this, okay. Also, I have to do something else because this was done without user authentication. However, we want to make sure that a PRD generated by a specific user is tied to that user account. You don't want it tied to other user accounts. So let me just prompt Lovable, make sure that the PRDs that are generated and stored in the PRDs table tied to the specific user that generated the PRD. So that means that they're going to have to be logged in also to generate a PRD. So what was the onboarding Yeah, okay. Dating app. Okay, cool. Yeah, so they can't do. Yeah, they can't generate the PRD without logging in, and that's fine. It's not a big ask. But I'll show you the chat assistant right now, what it does. Yeah, so you see, it's not capable of of tying it to a specific user because previously it was set up without users. So it was just randomly storing the PRDs without tying it to a specific user because we didn't have our user table or user authentication. So what we can do now is, we don't need these. We can just delete all of them. Is it doing that now by default? No. We can just delete them. Don't need them. Obviously, we can Yeah, it's connected to OpenAI. I actually thought because I saw that maybe we can do this later if there's time. We can actually try to hook up some of the new reasoning models that are available via the API. OpenAI, maybe trying to use chat assistant with reasoning model, and the chats. You can even store the chats here in Supabase in a table in Supabase called chat history. So every time you're reprompting it in the same session, it will look at the previous chats, it will consider them, and then it will inject those into the prompt when it queries OpenAI. So maybe we can even do that. We can add that later. It's always good to have context, previous context. Chat history feature for okay, so it's chat history feature for considering previous messages. So what did I do here? How is it tying share token user ID? Oh, cool. So this user ID you see here, it should be the user I'm logged in now as 8C71. Let's see, 8C71. Yeah. So yeah, for some reason it's like all the previous documents I've generated, it's associating it with the account I'm logged in now as. So which is fine. It's not an issue. So let's just play around with the chat assistant. I don't like the tone. And the cool thing about the chat assistant is that you can also specify, hey, I just want you to change the tonality of this section here. Just copy and paste. I don't like the tone of the. Or one way I like doing translations because it's more obvious that it's actually worked. Okay, translate the overview and product vision section into Italian. Man, I hate it. I have to. It doesn't work with enter. But yeah, whatever. I don't know why it answers in Italian. That's so funny. Okay, you see that? So it's like translated the first section into Italian, and these are all still unchanged. It actually would be cool to have a feature that just undoes that also. Yeah, I'll write that down. Undo chat feature. And also it shouldn't reply in Italian, but maybe there should be like a master prompt where I essentially say you always have to chat in the English language. So what else was I going to do? So is the idea of creating the chat assistant so that it doesn't take from Lovable credits? Well, I guess I never thought of it that way, but that's actually, yeah, that could be one reason, yeah. You're always using tokens, but then again, tokens don't, for this use case, they don't cost a thing. But the whole purpose of the chat assistant is that we have this PRD that's generated, this entire document, and we might want to make up to it modifications or tweak it, the actual text inside, and we can do that via this. I mean, I don't think it's ideal having to do it here. You just think from a user perspective, how are they, if you want to send a PRD to your client, however, you don't like something that's been generated in the PRD, you want to have like this chat assistant feature here. Because it's just like you're engaging in a chat with OpenAI where you're constantly retweaking the PRD that it generates. So that's the whole purpose. Let's see. Oh yeah, we're going to do chat history. Now for the for the chat history, that means it has to be, the chat history is created or will have to be unique to every user, and also they will have to be unique to every PRD. So obviously one user can have multiple PRDs, and if they save a PRD, that means we're going to save the chat history. And if they then come back to that PRD later in time, that means then the chat assistant feature will just pull that PRD chat history from Supabase, and then it would just consider it whenever you're working on that specific PRD. So maybe I should write that down and we can add it in. Save feature must save specific PRD for each user, and then consider chat history for that specific PRD. So obviously if let's say if a user has 2 PRDs, you don't want the chat history to be the same for both PRDs. They have to be separated. To get the chat assistant to work, did you connect to the OpenAI keys too? No, not. It's just Supabase. Yeah, Lovable and Supabase. So it would just all you're doing is you're just. Do you know how to get an API key on OpenAI? Do you know how to get like an API? Yeah, okay. Yeah, once you get your API key, just go into Supabase. Where is it? Into secrets here, under edge functions, secrets, and then just type OpenAI API key, and then just paste your secret right here. in the value field. And if you want to, this has to be OpenAI API key, exactly like this, the naming. There's a certain naming convention that it wants. And if you have like a weird API key like llama or something, just ask Lovable what it wants the key name to be. And then also, if you already have an existing one like I do, however you want to use a new key, then you just update it by doing this again. Just paste in the value and then click save, and it will update the existing key down here. And then you just say to Lovable, hey, it would understand straight away. You just say, hey, I've just connected my API key in Supabase. Now add this cool feature that generates text or whatever. And it'll be able to understand straight away. So, okay, let's now for the save feature. Okay, so once the user saves a PRD by clicking the PRD save, no, by clicking the save button. Okay, well, it's already doing that here. What we want to do is store the chat history here. So we're going to store all of this. I want to store chat history in the PRD refinement chat feature. So I'm going to store it in a Supabase table and tie it to a specific PRD, which is this one here, so that when the user logs back in and decides to, and also there's going to have to be, for users, they're going to have to have like a page where they can view all their PRDs and continue working on them after. Create page for users to select the PRD they saved and want to continue working on later. So, okay, so task page so that when the user logs back in and decides to work, okay, so untie it to a specific PRD so that when the user logs back in and decides to work on their saved PRD, okay, this isn't great English, but whatever. If they start to use the PRD refinement chat feature, it will look at the previous conversations it had and use them when prompting. So essentially what I'm saying is when the user asks new questions into the chat assistant feature, it's going to look at that previous conversation history and consider that when it prompts. Although I don't think it's super necessary for this use case. If you're doing things like changing tonality, it's not as if you have to know what the 5 previous messages were. But I don't know, let's just add it when prompting. Let's just see what it does. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm just going to add like a little, like a little profile thing here, like face thing here. And then they'll just click on account and then it will have all their saved PRDs, chat messages. Okay, let me apply it. It's not giving me the option to. Yeah, you could also add that feature. But I'm just thinking, we're always, I think, an account page, a user account page is always kind of required, necessary. So like you can add that in later after having the account page. Because I feel like, yeah. Come on, seriously? Right in Supabase migration. I'm just going to refresh it. I bet you it's completed, the prompt. It's just been stupid. Yeah. And let's just get our other prompts ready. Now, have a user account page with a face emoji top right corner for when users are logged in. So I'm just saying right here, there's going to be like a face, like every basically app that has like a face emoji thing. You just click on it and then it'll have an account option and logged in, user account with a face emoji top corner for when users are logged in. And in the specific user's account, they will have the option to view and work on saved PRDs. Voice, as in, what would you use voice for? It is doable with 11 Labs. I'm not. They have a direct integration with Lovable, but again, this is. Well, let's just see. What are you thinking? Let's keep in mind for the first iteration, we always want to keep things simple. If we start to overcomplicate one specific feature, or we tend to optimize, 2 or 3 core features until they're like super good, and then we've not built the rest of the foundation. It's just not ideal, I think. Okay, so we asked it to store chat history, and so we've got our chat messages table here. Now, before I test it, I just want to add I don't like, okay, hopefully it has, has anyone used the 5th OpenAI model? Seems like they're getting a lot of backlash, and what is it, the 4.0, they took it off the platform, and now they're reinstating it. What happened there? Let me put the lights on. Oh my god. Also, how do you guys find the community? I mean, do you have any suggestions or feedback? Is there anything else you'd like to see? I'm very open to criticism and feedback. It's the only way forward to optimize. So, if you guys have any ideas or something you'd like to see more of in the community, just honestly, just let me know. Or if these, or even if there's like some learning content or a specific thing you'd like to see with Lovable. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm just like from the standpoint of, it's like, how can I be useful? I mean, these guys want to create apps from scratch, and I think the only way to do it is just to do it yourself and show them how you do it, and hopefully they adopt some of the practices into their own way of building apps. So, but again, this is like very simple apps. So, oh my god, why has it done that emoji? Jesus Christ! Don't use an emoji. Just use a empty profile picture. Jeez, that looks so silly. Oh, cool. Okay, awesome. What is it you're building? I mean, can you share, or is it highly confidential? Okay, cool. Yeah, see you, man. Thanks for the engagement, and good luck with your project. Okay, cool. So yeah, we're in our profile personal account now, and it's got all these saved PRDs that we've generated, and they're all dating apps, by the way. So that's why it's got all these funny names. Match mingle. Um, so yeah, so now the reason why we've done that is because if we log out, if we save a PRD, we then log out, we want to be able to, go back into that PRD, maybe make some tweaks, whatever. So let's just open and edit. Let's see what this does. Cool. This is our Spark match. Okay, but I think we should only store it if we click on save. It seems that it might be doing it automatically. So as soon as you generate a PRD, I also built Press Purpose AI. Okay, I'll check that out later. Let me just put it here. Press Purpose AI. Oh, is this the one with? It looks like you got some reviews. I don't know if they're legit reviews though. But yeah, I'll check it out later. So yeah, so that's just going to allow us to. So it should really only save the PRD when we in the Supabase table when we click save, not when it generates it. Yeah, otherwise you have to think that you're just going to be consuming space in the table. There's no need for that. And also, when you click an account, you saw that there were a lot of PRDs generated. We don't want that. We want to keep things minimalistic and simple. So let's just do the PRD should only be saved in Supabase if the user clicks on the save button, not when it is generated. So yeah, we just like want to, not just avoid unnecessary consumption of resources, especially when you're using buckets in Supabase to store images and video. You want to get, and you're loading that on the front end. Lovable is not great at doing that. If they're like really high quality images. So create page for users to select the PID they saved and want. Oh, Jesus. Create page for users to select a PID. Okay, we've done that. So we have our account page, and maybe also in the account page. Now, why is it not showing the account page here? Okay, show account page also in the generate page. So I'm just saying in the header here, so show account page link also in the header in the generate page. And then I think in the account page, we can add like the reset password link also. And in the account page, add a reset password feature. Any other features you guys suggest for the account page? I mean, it's done it here on the left, but it should be on the right. It needs to be the link rightmost of the header. Also, yeah, I've noticed that when you ask the agent to do, let's say, 4 or 5 separate tasks, it does not do a good job. So it's always best to just give it 1 or 2 very specific tasks. It's like if you give it 4 or 5, in some cases it just ignores all of them completely, which is frustrating because you end up using prompts and tokens which you've paid for, but it's like literally just it's not made any changes. Okay, cool. So it's moved it over here. And we have a reset password feature. So it should delete. Did it delete that? Connecting data. Connecting data, whatever. Okay, cool. Yes, it's done that. So what else are we going to do? Let's just test out the. I'm going to test out the chat messages. So in here, the chat assistant, I want to test that it's actually, if I log out and log back in, it's going to look at that previous conversation that I had previously, and it's remembering it and it's injecting it into the prompt. So I also have to mention here to the chat that when I'm engaging with this assistant here on the right, again, the previous chat messages that are generated, they're all going to have to be injected into the prompt here when I ask it again. I'm not sure if that makes sense, but I'll show you guys. Maybe it makes more sense. When a chat history is generated and saved for a specific PRD, and the user then engages again with the PRD refinement chat, that specific chat history needs to be injected and considered in the new, how would I say it, in the new prompt, in the new message. It needs to consider when the user interacts again with the PRD refinement chat feature. Please update the prompt to achieve this. And then a way of verifying this is also you can just ask it to show you the prompt it's actually used or generated and show me the final prompt. And it should be, and when we look at the prompt, you can also look at it in the edge functions in Supabase. When we look at the prompt, it should have, something that it says, please consider this previous chat history when answering this question. Any questions so far? Or is there anything you guys would like me to do, which is like, kind of in theme with what we're doing right now? No. Okay, that's fine. Okay, cool. So it's showing us the final prompt here. You're a senior. So it's actually giving it a persona, which is good. When you're prompting, you always want to give it a persona. Because if you're going to say, hey, you are a junior in experience, whatever, then the output is going to be tailored to that context, isn't it? To that persona. Blah, blah, blah. So look here. Previous conversation context, and then it's going to inject that chat history in here into here, this variable here. It would then consider it when it's answering questions that the user has given here. So I want to test that it's actually saving the chat history. Hey, let's just say translate all the PRD to Spanish. Cool. Zero speaks Spanish. Is this correct? Hopefully. Now, if we save don't know why it says update. It should say save, which is annoying. It should then save this in chat messages. Oh, I see what it's done here. It's like broken it into multiple different rows. So there's there must be, so there's a PRD ID, which is then associated with a PRD. And you don't have to, if you can see here, you don't have to add a user ID here to tie it to a specific profile, because this chat history is already tied to a PRD ID, and a PRD ID, as you can see here, is already tied to a user ID. So, these are all they all work together. There's no need to have like a user ID here. Although, it's just a bit weird that it's not added in as one big blob or row, because I'm thinking if it's going to inject this into a prompt, how is it going to do that? Is it going to do it in the right order? I don't know. I guess we'll just have to trust it. So let's see. Actually, let's ask it this. What did I ask you to do in my previous query? And I want to click sorry, there's just like a quick fix that I need to do. Yes, it's just frustrating. Are you guys finding this useful? I see 4 people. Nobody's engaging. Drop your favorite emoji in the chat. Okay, what did I ask you? Okay, cool. Let's see what it does. Because it should remember, based on previous conversation, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so now I know for a fact that it's injecting the previous conversation when I ask it something new, because it remembered what it's done here. You can see, was to translate the entire PRD into Spanish, which is what we asked here, which is cool. Trying to propose an actual, oh, so you're trying to do, okay, interesting. Well, if you have any questions, let me know. So let's see. Undo chat feature. What's, okay, I don't like it. Why does it say update? I don't want the button. I want the button to say update. I'd rather always have save, even though it has already been saved. Do you have any favorite emojis, Silver? Am I disturbing you right now? You're busy building. Undo chat feature. What's I'm not sure what that is, but I'll just remove it. Chat history feature. So we've done that. Try to use chat assistant with reasoning model. We can do that later. It's not a must-have. It's a nice to have. Optimized assistant feature. I mean, I think it's fine for now. Reset password we've done. We've done authentication and registration. Okay, that's fine. Take your time. Okay, I want to try and use these reasoning models of OpenAI. So let's see if we can do that. OpenAI. Let's see. OpenAI new reasoning models. Reasoning models. Okay. Usage, okay, no. Whatever, let's just go OpenAI API, all available models. Models, OpenAI API, list models. These two, yeah. Well, this is going to be more expensive. There's more parameters. So let's just try and use this model. This should be a reasoning model. Yeah, reasoning token support. What is this? Okay, yeah, compare. So reasoning is 4 out of what? 4 to 4? What is it? 4 to 5? Let's see. Let's compare it to these ones. I think the latency will be very high because, in order to reason, it does take time. But in terms of the quality of output, it's probably one of the highest because it's taken time to actually reason. O3 Deep Research. Oh, maybe we can use one of these. Let's see. So GPT-5, reasoning is 4 to 5. Where's the one we're comparing it to? Yeah, here. So this is reasoning 4. This is also 4, which is odd. What is the bigger model then? It must be 5. Oh, O3 Deep Research is also. Wait, how is this 4 and this is 5? O3, oh my god, that's that's quite expensive. And it's really, really slow. So we don't want to use that. We don't want our users to wait, 2 minutes for a PRD. This is also quite expensive. I don't want this. Don't want that. Don't want that. Not good reasoning. What is the price on this? Is it even available on an OpenAI API? Let's just ask. Is available via OpenAI API? It says you're hugging face, but what does that mean? So I want to set up the hugging face API. Let me just ask Lovable, because I've integrated the 5th model. So let's see. Is this model available via OpenAI API? Question mark. Otherwise, I might try connecting hugging face. Let me just write it in the to-dos. To use. Yep. No, so it's not available. Annoying. That's fine. I'll do it later, maybe in my free time. So, done reset password, done authentication registration. Save is there. Export. So yeah, we've got like a PDF export. I mean, maybe we could do Word doc also. Also, it just looks terrible. So maybe we can style it up a bit. Let's just ask. Okay, so for the export feature, I'm not sure what share does. I think it's pretty useless. I mean, if you want to share PRD, you can just drag and drop a PDF to someone. So remove the share feature, and for the export feature, make sure it's both PDF and docx formats, which I think are the two most common. So, oh, what happened here? hate it when that happens. So optimize the system feature, but I didn't really know what to optimize. I guess one thing, it's not supposed to reply in Spanish, is it? So we can change that. Or we can just leave it for now. How are you getting along, Silver? Or like, are you stuck at a specific point, or is it progressing well? And again, keep in mind that you could just, I'm doing it this specific way just because that's the way I want it to be, my PRG tool, but you can just customize it as much as you want. Somebody mentioned voice agents, which you can use 11 Labs to have it has a direct integration with Lovable. You get the 11 Labs API key, and maybe you can just click a button and say, instead of the assistant feature that I have, maybe you can just click a button, record your voice, and then it takes that text and somehow updates the PRD documents. That'd be cool. So what did I do here? Cool. Yeah, I've removed the share feature, and that's horrible. It should have just been one button. Why is it done two buttons? It should just be one button. Export. That when clicked, it shows both. And you guys, I've not done anything technical so far. Like, you guys have seen that. I mean, maybe some of the concepts and applications or features, but once you understand how it's more, honestly, it's more project management. So I had a project manager in my previous job. He was really good. He understood a lot of the technical concepts, and he knew the technical definitions, what it meant. He would easily be able to crack out a few MVPs or tools using this. So once you understand the concepts and you can articulate them well, and you can also just use the chat features to help you try to articulate what it is you want. So there's really there's nothing stopping you guys from like creating like a actual workable MVP. Oh my god. How's the weather in London? Is it sunny as usual? I'm like, sorry, I'm disturbing you. I was like, impeding the progress. Yeah. Okay, until you write it down, I'm just going to continue here. So it's done our export function. Let's see. So there's both the export as PDF. Will look horrible. Yep, looks horrible. Who cares? Docx. Well, the client cares, maybe. So where's our docx? There it is. So let's just let's just give it a prompt and say the PDF style and format is not professional. Make it look more professional and nice for my clients. I don't know. Yeah. Well, trying to build a motorcycle touring directory. Got the filter sidebar interactive route markers working, and clicking a marker shows the correct pop-up data. But Mapbox tiles aren't rendering in the background, so the map appears blank except for markers. Mapbox as in an actual. Are you trying to display like an actual geolocation, like a Google Map thing? I think, is Mapbox not similar to Google Maps? Because I'm just thinking, have you, if that is the case and it's using the Mapbox API, have you provided the API key, the Mapbox API key? Yes, kind of using Mapbox. Well, if you're using Mapbox and you're saying the tiles are not rendered in the background, is it using? Have you got like an API key for Mapbox? I mean, let's just ask Lovable. I can just ask Lovable right now. For Mapbox, do I need an API key or access token? And let's see here. Access token. Did you? Yeah, I'm assuming you went through this process of collecting the token. Well, I mean, to get the public token, did you get it on Mapbox? Let me see if I can do it right now. And maybe you can watch if it works for me. Sign up. Via ChatGPT. That sounds odd. How to find? Okay, after creating an account, go to the token. No, I think you need to create an account if you want a token. I don't think you can. I don't think you can really rely on ChatGPT to individual. Okay, username, Bob's your uncle. Zach. Oh, Jesus Christ. I might already have an account, I think. Yeah. Payment information. Yeah, I'm not giving it payment information, sorry. But no, you got the token from ChatGPT. No, you're gonna have to create an account and let's see. Mapbox, how to get public access token. Yeah, you'll need an account to do that. Well, yeah, but you can't. How is ChatGPT going to generate a token for you? It's specific to your user account, so you're gonna have to create an account. It might just be a free trial, and just add your payment details and get the token. So I think it's the token that's just failing you. Um, it's like me asking ChatGPT, generate me an API key so I can connect to the OpenAI API. It's not going to work, is it? Yeah, but I wouldn't really. I got the public token from Mapbox's own documentation where they publish a demo access token. Okay, let's see. Mapbox demo access token. Let me just ask Perplexity. Does Mapbox have a demo access token? Demo access, demo public token, demo access token for people to test the does not provide a universal public or demo access token. Let me ask ChatGPT 5. I wonder when the knowledge was cut off for GPT-5. I think you're still going to have to get that token from creating an account. It says there's not, they don't issue demo tokens. That's not a thing with Mapbox. But let's see. Jesus, how long is it thinking for? And even here, I mean, demo. Even here, there's no mention in access tokens and in the actual Mapbox docs. There's no mention of a demo token here. So, no, not a general one. Mapbox doesn't publish a universal demo token to test. You're expected to create. To test, you're expected to create a free account and use your own default public access token. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't trust us. I wouldn't. I would try to get an actual legit token. Is this ChatGPT? That's odd. Even from a security standpoint, it shouldn't give you just handing out tokens like that. I mean, fair enough, it's a demo test token. Yeah, I guess it can, but and it's like Stripe. When you use Stripe test, it will give you like the account number for Stripe test when you're using it in test mode. So it's not deducting or you're not making real payments. It will give you an account number of 42424242. And you cannot have it as your actual legit account number. So let's see here. Okay, what were we doing? Okay, it should have done something with a PDF here, make it look nicer. I mean, it's still horrible, but it's just to give you guys an idea that you can always tailor these things and refine them. If you think the PDF does not look great, that's fine. What we can do is, I mean, I can't be bothered right now, to be honest, but I'll maybe do it later. PDF doesn't look great. Doesn't look nice. I mean, I trying to think, what else can I add? Any suggestions, chats? There's so many of you. I'm sure you have some great ideas. Oh, it's even kicked me out. Jesus. Okay, wrong one. I want to remove this. Like, this is just useless. In the chat page, remove this section. want to remove that. And yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think that's fine. Open and edit, and I can edit my parity here. For an MVP, I think this is not fine. Hey, well done. Cheers, man. Do you have any suggestions for? Did you just like log in right now, or? Oh, cool. Okay, well, we were just like working on this PRD thing. Maybe I could show you what it does so far. So, are you like familiar with what a PRD is? Oh, cool. Is it like okay? I'll just yeah. This is like dating app PRD for a dating app. Oh, that's before me. I started using it in mid-January, and that's very early on. But I think they were like doing they were giving it to developers to test out even in November. Yeah, I mean silver. If you can get this working, um, like you saw what I done today. It's like it's quite easy to do. Um, but yeah, this is our PRD, Weldon, and it's just our PRD generator. It just generates a PRD. It's very simple chat assistant feature. Um, you know, I'm going to ask it to translate it into Spanish, and then we're going to save the previous conversations. If you click save here, it will save previous conversations into the chat history, just for future prompting. You can save it, export it to PDF. You can edit the sections. You can add a new section. So it's just very basic. But I'm trying to get my. So I think I'm not sure what model it's using. Let's see. Generate parody. No, no models. GPT-4.1. I'm not sure what model this is. But what I wanted to do is no, I don't think it's doing deep research. So what I wanted to do is the I've got it right here. The GPT OSS. I don't. Did you see those two reasoning models were made available publicly, and I think it's via Hugging Face. Just a few days ago, I wanted to add that model in here to do reasoning when it's creating the PRD, just to get a higher quality of text. But I think I'm going to have to do it through Hugging Face, so I might do that later. Like for some reason it's not available, I think directly via the OpenAI API. I'm not sure if we have to, well, 20 billion parameters. Does that mean we have to host a model, or we can just use the Hugging Face API? I just got carried away during episode 1 and proceeded to create a PRD using ChatGPT and proceeded with the actual app. Cool. Oh, yeah, to answer your question, no, it's not really doing deep research right now. This is it. I just have to think of the trade-off in terms of the time it takes to generate the document versus the quality. Like if I'm happy with this quality, then it's fine. But also I can see that I should probably actually refine this, because it's refine the output text of the PRD. Like ideally, like these are like numbered sections. They should all be in a new line. Yeah, it is actually. Let me just publish it again, just update it. So this is the URL. Let me drop it in the chat. I mean, again, this is like, 2, 3 hours in, keep in mind. So it'd be cool to like do the first generation as using like a reasoning model. And then if you're using the chat assistant feature here in the right, it doesn't use a reasoning model. It just uses like a quick, fast model to make quick changes. Actually, that's a good idea. I might do that. Do I have a company? Um, well, it's complicated. I do, but I don't really use it. Um, you're not the tax one, are you? But no, I don't. No, I don't really use my company. Because I get all of my clients through Upwork. I set up a company for my website for when I were to get clients through the website, and then I would have to do legal contracts and everything. But all the clients have been through Upwork. So let's just do that. Use 2 different OpenAI models. So I'm going to use the reasoning model GPT OSS on PRD generation, and a quicker model, and a faster model for the PRD refinement chat. I'm going to do that later. But yeah, well done. If you could share your project, I don't know if it's public or if you have users testing it or whatever, you can just drop it in the chat and I can have a look also. And are you like in the school community or something? Or let me check. Nope. But I'm gonna have to log off soon because I need to finish off some client work. I just find you on YouTube. Seriously, that's hilarious. It's all free in the community. There's no like paywall or anything. That's so funny. What? So you just randomly saw me chatting away on YouTube, and you're like, let's just see what this idiot is talking about. That's so funny. Uh, I find you on school, different username to this one. Catch up there soon. Hopefully, I appreciate your help. Yeah, sure. But yeah, just feel free to join there. I'm going to crop out the entire live stream, re-edit it. Yeah. So I'm going to like edit this video, shorten it, and then upload it to school on YouTube. Where are you based, Weldon? That's so funny. Minnesota, USA. Okay, so it's 2 from the States and 1 from London. That's cool. Okay, cool. Well, I think I'm in Scotland right now, but I'm gonna move to I'm thinking of moving to like Southeast Asia, Vietnam, that kind of thing, in a few months. Yeah, and you should see like some of the Airbnbs are so like they're ridiculous, like really nice and like ridiculously cheap. And it's like the place to be for like digital nomads right now. It's like Da Nang in Vietnam. Thanks to your comment. I just asked Lovable to temporarily replace Mapbox with Google. Yeah, you can also replace with Google Maps, but obviously you need an API key also for Google Maps, and it does take a bit more time to set up Google Maps, but you do need an API key for that. Yeah, I might stop off in London. I want to actually go down. Like, actually, Silver. Do you know if there's like any conferences or like meetups for this kind of thing? I mean, there must be, but I'm just like want to see if you know. So I want to do like some conferences and see if maybe I can sell my services. I don't know. Um, I mean, I'm sure there's some. I'm just curious if you attend any of them. Then again, it's also like I don't want to waste my time with these meetup things if they're going to be not very fruitful. Yes, I keep an eye for you. I haven't looked at webcoins, but attending others next week, and I'll have a thing. I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, I'm okay. Join us. Okay, I'll. Was that you right now in school? Are you Devin Curry? I'd like 5 people joined today, which is like super unusual for a weekend. Usually nobody joins. Multigate. Was that your name? Yeah, I was actually going to attend. Bloody Lovable. They had and you know what's two things. One thing is like applied back in February to be like a partner agency, and I think it just got swamped with applications. So they're not taking on any more agencies. The second thing is they had like an event a month ago in person in Sweden, and I signed up, and I was just waiting for them to accept or reject me to tell me whether I could come or not. It was like 24 hours. There was one flight remaining, and it just took too long to get back to me. But it was all kind of rushed, and it was organized with like Cream Digital. It's like their biggest agency they're partnered with. So yeah, username was cool. Okay, cool, guys. I'm gonna go. I need to do some eat and do some client work. But yeah, I'll accept you in school right now, and on. Yeah, if I'm in London, I'll let you know. Cool. See you guys. Oh, 2 people. What's happening here? See you. Bye. Wait. Sorry. Do you guys have any last questions, or you good to go? And well done for like the challenge we're doing right now. It's like all the details are in here. Um, but yeah, if you guys have no more questions, I'm just gonna go. I'll wait like 1 minute. What is this? Okay, see you guys. Bye. Yeah, I saw that. I'll check it now. See you.